If you don't have one yet, make sure to go and create one. It's so important, not only that can help you improve your life and be happier, but having the right hobby, there's no right hobby. Having a hobby that you like, that you connect to, that empowers you, of course, will make you happier, but will also help you go through challenges in life. Okay, when you have challenges many times, you just don't have that energy to continue and pursue the next step. And when you have that hobby, everything can change. Many of us wake up in the morning, do whatever it is that we do in the morning, go to work all day, come back home, and then what do we do? Whatever it is at night, and go to sleep, and the next day the same thing. Eventually, a lot of people just have enough and they're like, I'm just doing the same thing every day, continuing, and there's no liveliness in your life, no happiness. You for sure might be happy in whatever it is that you're doing, and maybe not, but also then if you're always doing the same thing with not having anything in your schedule that is outside of your regular routine, that could be a problem. And what I wanted to do is actually take a habit, something that you like, and put it inside your routine and change it. And I'll explain to you exactly why it's so important and how a habit can give you not only, the happiness in the day to day, but also help you overcome challenges in difficult times. Especially can give you power and energy when you have none. About a few months ago, I came back from a hike, from a climb. I was peaking a mountain in Nepal in the Himalayas. And at the end of that hike, at the end of the hike, well, I'll say at the end of the climbing, we were supposed to finish that night in a village. So basically, peak the mountain because we were after base camp and all that. Get back down and hike to a village, sleep there. The day after, we were supposed to have a rest day because the body works really hard when you peak the mountain, also because of the altitude and also because it's challenging. And after that rest day, then you could keep on and slowly start walking down towards the village, like 2 days ahead, 2 or 3, depends how fast you walk, until you get to the airport. What I did is I peaked the mountain, I got down, walked to the village, went to sleep, and I told myself there's no chance I'm staying here another day to rest. The altitude just wasn't for me. And also it didn't make me feel so good. I was like really out. Not because the climbing, I think something the altitude made me feel not so good. And I decided what people usually do in 2 days, I'll do in one day, even though it's supposed to be a rest day. And then, the following day I'll walk another full day. And at the end of the day, I'll get to that village, small village, a little airport, tiny airport, and I'll take a flight. So, I woke up in the morning, I put my backpack on, I start walking pretty fast. After like 30, I go by kilometers, but I don't know, whatever it is in miles. I get to that village, and I'm happy. I take down my bag, I throw it off, and I'm like, okay, now I could rest. And then in the morning, I'll wake up and I'll go to I have another like 8-hour hike, and I'll get to that village. Also, I'll turn also those 2 days into one day. I called my local guide and I told him, hey, listen, I got to the village, I didn't rest today, I'm not feeling good, I just want to get out. And he tells me, like, are you crazy? Why did you walk so much on the rest day? I told him, listen, I have to get out of here. I really want to go out. And then he told me, well, listen, you can't walk tomorrow, get there in the afternoon and expect to have a flight. First, you're in the mountains. No one can assure you you'll have a flight. Second, you need to be there in the morning. And I was like, what? In the morning I need to be there? There's no chance I could get there in the morning. I put my backpack back on. I started running. running towards that next village. I knew I won't get there because I just had like 2-3 hours. And I'm reminding you that this is supposed to be a rest day. Then I get to this village with like 3 houses. I knock on a door that, it's pitch black. Someone opens to me, they open for me the door and welcome me inside, put me in the living room with like a fire, the family sitting around. And I told them, listen, I need to get in the morning to this other village, to get there early in the morning to catch a flight. They told me, you're crazy. I told them, listen, I want to get out. And as more as I went down in the altitude, so I felt better, but still, I wanted to get out of there. I also wanted really to help someone. and that was in Kathmandu. Bottom line is, I went to sleep for a few hours, woke up really early in the morning, started running with my backpack, and I got to the airport. Okay, I got to the airport, waited a few hours, back and forth, back and forth. I got a flight. Flew all the way into Kathmandu. Now, when I got to Kathmandu, I'm reminding you, I peaked a mountain. Rest day, I didn't rest. I hiked like on miles, maybe like 35 miles, maybe a tiny bit less. And after that, I woke up early in the morning, like 5 a.m., and ran to the airport. So I was out. I got there in the evening. I was really out. But also, I didn't feel that good. And now I want to get some energy, and I met some friends. It was pretty late already at night. They told me, come, let's go out. Have a beer, coffee, tea, whatever. I told them, listen, I'm wiped. But, I'll come for a few minutes. I came, I sat with them, and I was really tired. And still not, like, I was happy to see them, but I was looking to get some more energy. And I told them, listen, I'm going to sleep. Sometimes I know, when I don't have too much energy, it's time to go to sleep and not starting to think too much. And as I left them, and they really saw I was wiped out, they told me, wow, Yair, you really look like out. I heard like music in my ear. And there are a lot of like pubs over there. And most of them are just pubs sitting down and drinking. Personally, I don't drink, but just people sitting down enjoying life and relaxing in the evening. And then I heard a music that I really liked. I started walking up the buildings over there, up and down, looking for that source of music. Why? Because I thought I found my hobby. My hobby, I love dancing. When I go into the dance floor, and I like the people and I like the beat, I just go into the flow and dance. I found the place and they had dancing, there was a dancing floor over there. I was like, all of a sudden, I forgot the climb, I forgot the running, I forgot everything. I forgot I could hardly walk on my feet. And I just got this burst of energy. I went to my friends that were sitting down and, having a cup of tea, that were sitting down and just enjoying, having a cup of tea, beer, whatever. And I told them, listen, I'm not going to sleep. I found like a great dancing floor. They were like, what? You were falling apart a few seconds ago. Like, what's happening over here? Then we went, I danced for a few hours until like my legs hardly were able to stand, but that's a different story. I just got into the flow. And why am I telling you all that? I was in a place that, I had a climb, it was nice, beautiful views, but I really need to get some more energy. And the second I knew what's my hobby. I know my hobby is dancing, okay? And the second I found it, doesn't matter that second I didn't have too much energy. It doesn't matter I was wiped out. I got up and I just got into the flow. And the same thing exactly with you, okay? Whether it doesn't have to be a hike. But by the way, also when I go through challenging times in life, whether it's relationship, work, whatever it is, sometimes after I accept, of course, whatever I go through, maybe I'll just put on a good song and dance. Same exact thing with you. Many times you hear, go and do step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in order to overcome this obstacle or challenge, or in order to have a better life. But if you're in a state that you're just not up to it, you just had enough and you have no energy, why the hell would you want to do those steps 1, 2, 3, 4? The way to get into that state of taking action and moving forward is goes through the hobby you like. When you have a hobby that you really like, that would give you the energy to go and move forward. But if you tell yourself, well, yeah, I also don't have the energy to do the hobby, so maybe you don't like it enough, and that's fine. Maybe right now you don't. But if it's something that you really like, maybe right now you won't have the energy to do it, but believe me, soon you will. And you might also not have now a hobby that you really like, and that's fine. Doesn't matter how old you are, whether you're in your 90s or you're 10 years old. It's never too late to find a hobby that you like. Find it. Explore a few different things until you find something you like. The second you find that hobby that you like, it would give you so much energy. Also, like I said, in the routine, in the day-to-day, just to do things that you like to do, that you have fun. And in between your regular schedule, in between your routine, put inside time for that hobby. That's really important. So like we said, it would also give you energy in your day-to-day life, in your routine. And also when you have any type of obstacle that you need to overcome, then it's even more important to give time to that hobby that does good for you, okay? And you might tell yourself, well, I'm going through these challenges, I don't have time for hobbies. Well, if you won't have time to do something that will make you more powerful and make you more happy, I'm assuming that the way that you'll face forward this challenge won't be that well. But if you come and face forward it from a place that you have more energy, I'm not saying it won't be hard, but you'll probably get to better solutions. So if you have that hobby, make sure to put it in your schedule, not only when times get hard, for sure then, but also, in the day-to-day, otherwise you'll forget about it. If you don't have that hobby, create it, find it, and try that would be something that is not dependent on somebody else. Because then if you're dependent on somebody else, only if that other person is there so you can do it. I want you to find a hobby that is totally dependent on you. If you told me, well, I love drinking coffee with friends, amazing. I also love sitting with my friends, family, great. Find another hobby, something that only has to do with you. Put time in your schedule to enjoy that hobby. And remember, in challenging times, create more time for that hobby. When you create more time for that hobby, you'll have more energy to face the challenges in life and also to enjoy the beautiful moments, because you'll see them even more, you'll be aware even more. And then you feel better. When you feel better, so you light your path. And when you light your path, you also light the path of the people surrounding you. I hope you enjoyed the video and you got some tools to overcome your challenges and light your path. For us to help other people, please press that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget that the most amazing things in life are the one you take for granted.